Hello everyone, welcome back to Self-Isolation Origami. Today we're going to be making a 3-point shuriken. Now this one is quite cool. I do recommend you go watch the video where I make a 2-point shuriken before you learn how to make this one. Because this one is made out of 3 papers. So without further ado, let's get started. Obviously you're going to need a square paper, and the first folds are diagonal. So we're going to make a cross through the middle. Like this. Make sure that you are happy with the edges being aligned, and then make a crease like this. So now we're going to keep it folded on one side, and now we're going to take this edge and connect it over here. So we're going to fold it over just like that. Make sure that this corner or this point is as sharp as you can possibly make it. And now we're going to have one big triangle and one smaller triangle. So we're going to take the edge on the smaller triangle, this edge, we're going to put it in the middle here. So it should look like this. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to take this point and this whole edge, we're going to move it all up to here. So it should look like this. We scoop it up and we bring it over to the other side like that. Again, make sure that this point is, well, pointy, sharp, and then only make the crease, like this. Now if you have thicker paper, this should be a little bit harder to fold from now on. So what I recommend to do if you have thicker paper, like A4 paper or any other kind of printing paper, is put one finger here and one finger here, and then only try to fold it over again so that none of the sides start slipping. And then once you're happy with the crease, just fold it, put some pressure on it, and here we go. Now we're going to open it all back up so we get our previous shape. And from here, what we're about to do is we're about to take this part and we're going to fold it over this crease here. So, like this. Just that. Make sure to realign it perhaps if the paper before was a little bit too thick to cause any accurate folding, like in my case here. So you see now it's straight and it looks good. What you're going to notice is that you have one big part and one smaller part here, which is comprised out of 2 flaps, but we're going to keep them together. We're going to take those flaps and we're going to fold them over so that this side aligns with this big fold that we've made before. So we're going to do that. From here on, we're going to take this side here and we're going to fold it to touch that other part as well, like that. Now what we're going to notice is that we have a small crease over here, but it is not quite touching the point of this fold over here that we've made. We need to re-crease it so that we have a line that stretches from where this point is. So I'm going to mark it with a pencil right here. It's only about 1/2 centimeter or just a little bit less from that bottom of the line. And we want it to stretch from here all the way to the top of that line where it actually already exists, like here. I'm going to mark it. You don't have to do the markings if you're confident with yourself, but I recommend that if it's the first one, do it. And I'm going to, for the sake of this video, stretch a line just between these points to show where we need to fold in comparison to where it is right now, which is this faded line over here. Once we've drawn our line, the folding should be done like this. You put one finger on the point of that small triangle over here, this one, to make sure you can guide it And once you're happy with how the paper is going to fold, just put pressure on it and make sure you align it with that line so everything is correct, and then put pressure on it, just like this. From here on you can open up this part so it's back to just being these flaps, and what we're going to do from here is we're going to wrap the paper around this section, so it's going to look like this. The first wrap just goes like that, and we're going to crease this one the most, just like this. Even perhaps do the trick with the fingernail if you have to. Then we're going to turn it over and we're going to fold it over again. And if you haven't guessed already, we're going to do it one more time. Once we have folded the whole section so it will be wrapped, what we need to do is we need to fold this flap down until we can reveal just about the line that we've created behind, and then perhaps even fold this flap again to the other side. And now we're going to notice that this line here is actually a small pocket if we look at it from the top, and we're going to insert this flap into that pocket just like this. Try to make it as perfect as possible, even though this one is quite hard to insert sometimes. If it helps, you can even put your thumb on here and try to put your finger just into that pocket. Make sure everything's flat and everything looks tidy. And this is how one side should look like. Now, for saving time, I've already made two more, and they should all look the same. If one of them doesn't look the same, well, you may have copied the video the wrong way. So make sure you line them all on the same side like this, and make sure they're identical in shape. We're going to notice that each piece has two pockets on both sides. On the smaller triangle here, we're going to have one bigger pocket, which is the pocket we just inserted the flap into, and a smaller pocket, which is currently empty. And we're going to have this on each and every one of them. So here we have the small pocket and the big pocket, and it's the same on this one. So how are we going to connect them all together? This is what we're going to do now. We need to take two pieces. We take the large triangle on one piece and the empty pocket, the smaller pocket, and we're going to insert one into the other like this, and use our thumb to just get it right in until you can't fit it in anymore. From here, I'm going to take our third piece and we're going to insert this into the smaller pocket of another paper, like that. What we're going to notice here is that we have sort of like a gap between them. What we're going to do here is we're going to make these two switch places. So what we have to do is bend the paper and sort of force them to switch place. Try not to make it rip, although this will require a little bit of force to be applied just to get it right, like that. From here, the last step should be pretty obvious. All we're going to do is we're going to take this part and insert it into the last pocket. So we're going to bend the paper a little bit and just make sure it slips right in, like that. Again, use your thumb in order to get it to go right in. Now this looks a bit ugly right now, so what we're going to do is we're just going to devote some time into really putting all the papers really tucked into those pockets. This can take a little time, but a way to make this easier is to press down on the middle, just gently, and start dragging pieces of paper out into their pockets like this. Once you feel happy with it, you're pretty much done. And there you have a 3-point shuriken. Now the way you throw these is, if you're right-handed, you're going to take your right hand obviously, and you're going to just hold it like this, and you're going to make it roll out of your hand once it's in the air, like that. A lot of people try to just throw it like this, but this is a mistake. Try to hold it a little more loosely with your hand. So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. I have loads more content and there's loads more to come. And like this video, look at my website, link is in the description, and goodbye.